Hey, good morning, everybody. I was playing yesterday, and there was a lot of questions going on. We're back at Crowfall, like I had said before in some of my earlier videos. We're going to stick with Crowfall for a while. And I was playing yesterday, playing last night. A lot of questions from new players that were joining the game were, how do I make my powers work? How do I look at my powers? How do I find out what I can do? And it dawned on me. I hadn't seen it either. Anything about the spell book. It's called a spell book. I think it should be more appropriately be renamed to something different. But it's called a spell book. It's under K on your keyboard. We'll talk about the powers. As a cleric, I've got certain powers. And it kind of mixes the survival tray with the range tray. So this is going to be the cleric tray. This is going to be my crafting tray. And here's my options up here. It kind of goes in line. So with my right mouse button, I've got these options right here. Sidestep. Roll one way or the other. My utility under C. These are my options. And I believe this one's called retreat. And it's E. And these are my options there. So, the powers that be as a cleric, vengeful aura, hand of the gods. You've got these things here, and you can pull these down however you want to. You can line them up. And as a human, I've got a number 9 slot. If you notice, down on my hotbar, I've only got 8 here. But as a human, I have an extra slot. So I've got the number 9 slot. You just have to know what's there for it to be able to work for you. Usuria's bargain. I think that comes from one of these over here. Hoarder or the miner, and this is something else I'll go into in another video. Just know that there are disciplines that you can load into your character as well. And your attack is going to be your primary, your basic attack under your left mouse button. Punch, and this one is gather wood or whatever when you're not using a tool. One thing that I didn't realize, and it took me a while to realize it, and I figured it out. These passive things that come from being a human, you've got some disciplines that are loaded already. You've got some passive traits. As a hoarder, there's a passive trait called I need this. Miner, passive trait, empowering mining. You've got to drag these from your spell book down. So as you add more disciplines, you get more powers, whether it be passive or active. You actually have to drag them down. So, like, empowered mining comes from the miner. We just saw that. I've got to drag that down in here to my survival tray. So it's a passive skill when I have this tray up. Okay? My range tray, I should have mental fortitude. Reduces power. I need to have that in there. This right here, way of the leader, increases a variety of stats for group members based on the leader's skill. I'm not training leadership right now, so it would be a waste for me to pull that passive power down into either one of these trays. I'm a human, so I have a 4th passive tray as well. Most species or most races have got 3. I'm a human, I've got 4. So, hushed prayer, have the faith in a divine mission, decreasing your chances to be critically hit by 5%. That's a passive skill. Can I put a passive cleric skill into my survival tray? Nope. Oh, you can. Oh. So while I'm out there harvesting, I've got the ability to not be hit by, or I gain the power to reduce the critically hit while I'm harvesting by 5% with my Hush Prayer. That's pretty cool. And what's this one? Mental Fortitude. We've already loaded that one in there. I need this. Successfully hit a weak point, you gain 16 stamina. Can I add that into my range tray? No. And Empowered Mining would be pointless. I don't need to add that into my range tray. So I've got my passive skills now loaded for my survival tray. I've got my passive skills now loaded for my range tray. I've pulled the powers that I want to use down here into this. And I can load tools. Like if I want to put my skinning knife right there, I can load that one into that spot from here. Or when you use it, it would automatically load it into your hotbar down there. And so we've got this, which is the mining. It goes in the mining tray. Then all of my runecraft tools. Down here, I'm missing this one. Vengeful Aura. Fortify group members and yourself while maintaining an attack. Now that's an aura. Okay, so that means you can toggle it off and on. You can see there's a toggle for it to go off and on. I like this aura. Adds 1,250 hit points while I maintain that effect. So I like that aura versus the other aura. What else am I missing down here? What is this one? Candle that burns. It's instant. Increases your damage bonus by 10%. I could put that one down in number 7, I guess, if I wanted to. So then we hit K, and we hit Alt to get out of that. And let's go into our attack. Now we're into our attack tray. And now look, we go into number 6. Oh, it requires a weapon. Did I do anything to my... Oh, I think I put my weapons back in my spirit bank. I did. I've got some exports. Let's see. So let's take this one. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to take it a second. The Spirit Bank is a bank that I'll cover in another video, but just know that this is a bank that never goes away. So at the end of this campaign, the map's gone, my character's gone, I got to create a new guy. If I don't want him to look like this, if I want him to look like something totally different, I can. But the Spirit Bank itself transverses all of both the private maps, which are called EKs, and then the campaign maps. It moves from character to character to character. So you spend this whole time gaining a whole bunch of materials, then you can throw it into this here, and so that way the next campaign you'll still have access to all of this. It's not going to go away. And as I just got started, I mean, I just have basic stuff. This is not a lot of anything at all. So we'll kind of run around here for a second. One other thing that kind of goes along with your spell book that can help with some of your powers, excuse me, is if you look under the crafting, which is J, alchemy is going to be one of the things that you're definitely going to take advantage of while the pre-alpha is going on. Your crafting, assembly, experimentation potions. These are super inexpensive. It only takes 1 ore in 2 different spots, so it takes 2 ore. Creates a potion, and what this potion does is gives you assembly for 20 minutes, so you have a better chance of not failing when you're putting pieces together. Harvesting potions is another important thing. So if you're going to be spending some time harvesting potions, like mining, takes an empty flask and 6 premium ore, which is copper or higher. And the way to get an empty flask, if you look down here to potions and flask, empty flask, is powdered stone, 2 powdered stone, which has to be slate or higher. And if we look here, slate is gray. And it has to be slate or higher. You take 2 of these, put them into alchemy components, a grind resource. Let's get rid of this. You take 2 slate, put them in there. It's going to turn into some powdered stone. Do that twice, so it takes 4 slate to make 2 powdered stone. And you go down there to the flask. get rid of this. Why is it? Okay. There we go. So it's going to take 4 granite to make 2 powdered stone to get you a flask, and then you need a flask, and then 6 premium ore. Gives you plentiful harvest mining for 30 minutes. That's huge. Huge discussion going on yesterday on Discord about mining and some of the things that are most important. But anyway, definitely want to take a look at that. That'll help increase some of those powers as well from your spell book. So, alright guys, we covered the spell book. We covered some of the things about how to get your powers down to here. Don't forget your passives. They do have to be loaded. Just because you have them in your book does not make them active. They've got to come down here into your trays, so that way whichever tray you're using, like right now I'm in the cleric tray, that means this and this are my active, plus of course the human bloodline grants 3% damage reduction. That's just because I'm human, which comes from this one here. So these work here and here, but all of it comes from your spell book. So hopefully that helps explain some of it. Thanks for checking out the video. I am going to be doing some more of it. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.